see the results.
See if we're right.
Yeah,
we're not going to see Train. We're not going to see Vertigo. And you predicted that Navi would pick Dust 2?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. I think it's probably going to be the Dust 2 because where else can they go? They're not going to pick Nuke.
Inferno is a possibility, but you're right. You know.
There we go.
Okay.
E2.
And Mirage. So then it's probably going to be Inferno for the third. Like
Overpass, maybe?
Liquid get to decide here.
Yeah.
It gets to be.
Both teams would like to play Overpass, you know. It's probably going to be Inferno, but...
Yeah, Navi
smells like an Inferno.
Navi beat FaZe on Overpass as the third.
Yeah.
Right? They looked...
Nope. No Inferno, boys.
Okay.
Wow.
So we'll be Overpass.
Okay, cool. So we've got it. We've got Dust 2, we've got Mirage, and then we're going Overpass. So simply put, just from the very top, how's this one looking from a top-down sort of perspective?
Looks like a good matchup, you know. Let's be completely honest. I think Dust 2...
But
I think, you know, Dust 2 is a map that I've been very critical towards Navi. Why do they keep picking it? I don't think Navi is a good Dust 2 team. I think they're somewhat decent, and obviously you also got to think that whoever they play in this tournament is a top-tier opponent, right? It's some of the best teams in the world, so I can imagine why they're struggling a little bit, but it's not a map that I have high confidence in terms of Navi picking it against opponents, especially not against Team Liquid. So I think this could be a 2-0 for Liquid, just judging by the maps. That being said, though, when you look towards the map that Liquid picked, Mirage, it's the same case here. I think Navi is a very, you know, profitable team on Mirage, and they can definitely do well. So I don't see this one, you know, necessarily being set in stone. I think both teams have a decent chance of stealing each other's map pick.
But you said that Liquid could win it.
They could.
So you're telling me, just pack it up. You know what? Pack the whole thing up right now.
They're on Astralis' side of the bracket, right? These two teams. So whoever wins this one has to face the tallest task, the defending champions.
Matchup, right?
Right. Wow. I think this match is going to be super stressful, and this is because of the individuals in the server. I think Blade did an interview with HLTV saying that the biggest issue with the guys from Liquid is their overconfidence.
Sure.
Right. But look, I can understand his sentiment there, but that's you know. That's what his team has. The same thing. He just has individuals who want to go and take fights and take duels. The same thing for Liquid.
Chad, I want you to go take a fight right now.
Oh, okay.
I want you to go take a long walk.
Oh, you want me to fight with Henry?
Nah, we'll get into that another time. That's a totally different segment that maybe even for social media later.
Okay.
But I'm thinking we get you over there to Telestrator and we get this one going.
All right, so we know Dust 2's first, ladies and gentlemen. I've got you some clips that we've pre-done here, made by the lovely Rushley. Now, here's one against FaZe Clan with Liquid, and I want to talk about their assertive pistol rounds on the CT side. They love to go aggressive, so they boost up Cat. They've got Nitro and mid here. He's going to throw some flashes over mid, and they're going to go for fights. These guys from Liquid do this on a lot of maps. They do aggressive plays on Inferno. They push down middle on their CT side. And look here. So this kind of round, they're playing off these flashes from Nitro, and they're slowing down this fast Cat take. So this kind of a round right here, I like to see it. This is actually aided by some utility, whereas most of the stuff that Liquid are doing tends to be just aim-based. This time round, they want to mix it up a little bit. But what I also have for you guys is a Navi Dust 2 take. We actually featured this one earlier in the show. So it's just a standard Cat execute. But what I want to talk through here is Electronic as an entry frag. It's something that we really spoke a lot about in the earlier stages, but he hasn't come on through necessarily in yesterday's matches in the same way as we're expecting. But here, we see this execute, we see him grab that opening kill, and he pushes through the smoke and gets 2 more. So he's a man to look out for in this one. We'll actually be able to see the execute from the first-person positions here. And as it goes forward, let me just jump on through. This should be Electronic's POV. So he dives on in through the smoke. He's a little bit trigger-happy, shoots his teammate right there, but grabs 3 huge openings. This is something that is a strength of Navi's, and that's the reason that Blade and Co tend to use Simple and Electronic as their main weapon trace. That's makes sense, right?
It does make sense. Jacob, does it make sense?
It makes sense, of course. Electronic, as you said, haven't really had the best tournament so far. Right now, BoomH is actually rated above him in terms of rating. And that goes to speak that BoomH have had a pretty good showing as well. So Electronic, he's definitely a weapon, right? Let's be honest. He's one of the best CT-sided players as well when you look towards Inferno, for example, sitting in pit. He's great at holding angles, but the fact that he's also good at being aggressive and being an entry fragger is something that's unique to me. So definitely Electronic is a big weapon, but again, when you look towards Navi, you always think to yourself, Simple is on that team, so you never really know what to expect.
Yeah, you can never really fully discount it. Now, Chad, you brought up the fact that Liquid have kind of tapered off almost. I think that is a pretty fair way of putting it. We actually do have that opportunity to kind of recap where Team Liquid has been, what they've done since they won that Intel Grand Slam. Let's take a look.
The year started off
there in at least the North American continent and how just volatile it can turn.
Well, you was thinking, you were saying what changes would you make? Now, if you want to have North America's wet dream, what you do is you'd get Ethan and you get Breeze, and you'd add them in place of Stu and Nitro, and then just so North America loves it even more,
That's
you
ridiculous.
make Sean Gers coach. You just make Sean coach, right?
Make him do it.
Make Sean coach.
Sean, you're coaching the damn team.
You don't
That's
even
it.
question him. You say, Sean, you're coaching this team. Could you imagine having those 5 individuals on one team?
That would be pretty wild.
That is just like you just like opening the doors to the zoo and letting animals stampede around town, right? Because those boys right there, those 5 names, they couldn't even fit in the server together or anything. That would be wild.
It wouldn't work.
It wouldn't work, but imagine.
I mean, there's a whole bunch of, obviously, speculation. Let's just say it one more time. This is not real. This is all just sort of our little, think tanks going off over here.
No sources.
We talked about Liquid. We're talking a little bit about Navi, too, in terms of Perfecto coming in. And it kind of goes along the same lines of the conversation of, when you bring in a new player, there's a lot of things you have to consider, a lot of aspects to that. And I'm pretty sure you guys have been in rosters with changes that have happened while you were there.
Well, we heard Blaze say yesterday in an interview that they wanted to give him 3, 4, maybe even 5, 6 months in order to
That seems
fit
like a
into his
lot.
lineup. That's a lot of time. I don't really buy that.
A lot of
Give him
paychecks.
3.
You give him 3?
I'll give him 3.
Okay, 3 is a lot to me as well, because I think he's coming in fresh. He's coming into a team that has been playing together. The core of the lineup has been playing together for quite some time. They know what they're doing. They have Blade as a coach. He knows what he's doing. The big question mark when it comes to Navi, and you want to, basically you said it, you want them to be the best team in the world, or at least up there. It's still the in-game leader in Boomage. Is he good enough to lead a team with Electronic and Simple? Does he have the character to do so? As an individual player, I think he's great. I think he has the level to be up there. But is he good enough of a leader? Is he a Glaive type? Is he LXCB, for an example? Can he lead by example? I don't think I've seen it yet, but I would like to see it.
It looks like you're very passionate about this, too, and I actually do like that. I'm very passionate about learning about Perfecto. In fact, he's the newest member of Navi, and we're going to talk about him right now.
The main criteria why we picked Perfecto is his skill. We were looking for young and talented guys in CS. We realized that we must pick up a player who have no experience, and we need to wait until he will evolve. So we anticipated his mistakes because we knew it's impossible to find such an experienced guy in CS. But we also know that he will be a really good player in future, so he has a lot of potential. And I think his character and his mindset is proper for our game style. He needs some time, like 3, 4, maybe 6 months, and he will play in a comfortable sense because our tempo and the way how we communicate, I think he fits really well in our game model. We had only 5 days before Katowice to practice, and of course it's not enough to feel confident and to build everything you want to build in your team, but we thought that these changes will look much more better and have much more prospect than the older lineup. In London we showed up really well and it was a good result for us, but we are not like in some illusion, and we know that we need to show this skill, we need to show this passion and attitude during matches until we build our good shape. So of course we want to win this tournament, but we know that we're still 1-2 months away from our good shape.
best from him. Those 8 kills on Nuke the other day. Remember that kind of streaky performance he's showing? I'm not saying he's had a bad tournament by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just saying there's a chance he's been dropping off, and we'll see what can happen there.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. That is totally fair. But the coolest stat I saw just at a glance at his stats page is that his rating's going up versus
that is a good
top
one.
5 opposition.
I did see that too. I was hoping that wouldn't come up, to be honest with you. I was like,
so it's like top 10, 1.2.
Like, hopefully Alex didn't look into that one. But yeah, that is true. He does seem to do very well against the teams that he absolutely should be beating.
Yeah.
That's going to be quite a scary prospect. Jokes aside, do you feel like Navi have what it takes to take down Team Liquid? Considering what the boys said on the desk, this is a new team essentially with Perfecto joining. Their T sides do look pretty weak, in my opinion. It's their CT sides that have got great lockdowns. Navi, could they take down Liquid here?
I truly believe that they have all the tools, but it is going to, once again, as the desk is saying, it's going to come down to having Electronic and Simple being as sharp as they can. We're going to head over back to the desk now, though. That's enough from us. We'll be shouting and screaming about the game.
We are going to be lots of shouting and screaming.
A whole lot of shouting and screaming. Sometimes it may seem a little overbearing, but it's all completely necessary, especially in terms of the matchups that we have on hand, gentlemen.
I just want to continue here for a second on some of the stat lines. With Simple, for example, out of the top 8 players in the tournament right now who are still left, you've got Nexa, Hunter, Magus, Device, Amanet, Kenny, ZipX. They're from the 2 teams in the semifinals. Then it's ZywOo. Then it's Simple. So Simple, out of all the teams that we have here in all the players we have in the quarterfinals, is the highest rated player to be at this stage of the tournament.
And weirdly enough, if you look back at the stats, I mean, over the past 3 months per HLTV.org, it is certainly the Simple versus Liquid show. It's just purely one way. Let me put it that way.
He loves some revenge. Now, he used to play with Elige and Nitro and you.
I was just about, he didn't play with me. I kind of replaced him.
Yeah, sorry, man.
It didn't work out as I wanted to, but yeah, Simple's a good player.
That's a totally different topic, and certainly everyone wants to hear about that. The one thing I want to hear right now is the war drums. I want to get these teams on stage to get this quarterfinal started.
They contain possibly, arguably, the best player in the world. That is Navi.
Natus Vincere, Navi for short, and they are here with a vengeance.
Now this team right here, if you haven't heard of Simple, if you haven't heard of Electronic, then you haven't been watching Counter-Strike. These are 2 of the most deadly names that we have in Counter-Strike at the moment. Blade behind them.
Certainly is. And joining them on the stage will be that of Team Liquid. Nitro, Elise, Twist, Naf, and of course, Stewie 2K.
They used to be the best in the world. In 2019, they broke records. They played better than anyone would ever have expected out of them. They've been in kind of a slump as of late, but they're trying to fight back. They have eyes on the prize, and they definitely want to reach one more of those trophies. Chad said it before. It's been a while since they won a tournament. This could be it.
Yes, this could be it. All eyes on Team Liquid here to bounce back from their shortcomings in the past. And this is certainly part of that stepping stone. Is it going to be a boulder they're going to have to jump on top of? That is the question on everyone's mind right now.
Yeah, it should be much more comfortable for Liquid, right? Just knowing the history of these guys as a roster, that's where they should have the one-up over Navi.
Certainly is. We're going to go ahead and kick it down to OJ Borge, who's on the stage.
Thank you very much, Trace. It really is an intimidating atmosphere down here. We've seen the players walk out, that everyone means business. We call you a legend of the game. You are now at legendary status. How do you feel you're playing at Katowice this year? How is your game?
I think our game as a team is much better than from previous old rosters, and just feel more confident with our own game, you know.
What's brought that confidence? Is it the new members? Is it Perfecto, a guy who was trying to qualify for tournaments 12 months ago? Now he's joined your team. He seems to be that missing piece.
Yeah, just because of him and because of our preparation and recent results.
And how do you feel personally? I mean, because a lot of times people talk about this team and they talk about you and you being the focal point of it. Do you still feel that?
I just want to beat Liquid once in best of 3 in my life for 3 years, so that's the most important for me right now.
Have they become a bogey team for you?
Not a bogey team, but still, they're really good.
Well, that's what he calls it. He's not calling you a bogey team, he's calling you just a good team. Have you enjoyed playing them over the years?
Yeah, it's been fun winning for sure.
Your end of 2019 wasn't as good as the most part of 2019. 2020 seems to be starting to go a lot better. Do you feel the team's starting to get back together, getting back to that level?
Yeah, we had a great boot camp coming into the tournament, so we're feeling like energized and ready to play for sure.
You are now at a level where people expect trophies. The fact I heard earlier on the stat, 222 days since you lifted something. Do you feel every single one of those days?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was great winning, but we need to get back to it for now.
Okay, all right then. The match is about to happen. Would you like to say anything to your opponent?
No, not really.
Not really? Okay, there's no hype. Do you want to say anything back?
Nah, just enjoy.
All right then, everyone's friendly. Let's shake hands. Let's get this second quarter final underway. It's Navi taking on Liquid. Get your snacks ready, get your drinks in. Let's get it on.
Pro Tour. Katowice is going to be a good starting point for them. Both these teams wanting to hoist this trophy, and they're making pretty good cases for it, I think.
I'm ready to release the madness. Let's be honest. We have so many skilled players on the server. You have Simple, Electronic, you look towards Trist, Navi, Elise for that matter. All of these players have been in the conversation to be some of the best in the world. And I think, you know, having them on one server going toe-to-toe against each other, that's going to be fun. Let's not forget the fact that Simple used to play with a lot of these guys, as you said before. There's definitely some internal revenge going on right here. And I'm sure Simple would love to give it to Liquid right now.
Yeah, you guys have probably heard me say this a million times before, but with the Liquid guys, for a lot of it, it's not the issues I have with them in the server, it's the issues I have with them out of the server.
Right.
So I want people to keep their eyes on the out-of-camera shots, right, when they're reacting, what we're seeing from these guys, because unfortunately for this team, you know, there's only one individual who brings the hype, and that's Stewie2K. He's going to need to do that again. He's going to need to lift this team because, as we've spoken about, him as a he's won a major before, right? Well, let's not forget about that. I know you love that one there, Trace. But he seems to be the emotional leader in this team. Now, it's not to say the other guys have no emotions. They're robots. It's that they just express it differently. You need to get fired up in matches like this. You have to obviously stay calm and poised, but you need to go in there with a hunger to get that victory on the board.
And, you know, just observing from the outside and kind of to expand on what you're saying here, Chad, is the fact that when you see the body language and you see the motions they're going through, that's going to be the tall tale sign. You got to look out for those things, and that's really kind of an awesome addition to having player cams and having the privilege to be able to see these things.
It's always fun to follow the body language of some of these players. And let's not forget that when Liquid were winning everything, it was all smiles, it was all hyped up. I'm not sure I buy it's only Stewie2K. I think Trist is up there as well when it comes to yelling, when it comes to pumping in energy. He does it in a different way, and I think Stewie2K is probably the best in the world at what he does. But we need to see that energy. We need to see the confidence. We need to see the smile on the faces of the Liquid players back to where they were at their best. Because as you said, I think mentally, Liquid may not be the strongest team out there, but when they're feeling it, when they're feeling confident, and when they're on the A-game, I don't think many teams out there can compete against them.
I'm looking at Team Liquid like they're a music artist, right? They're putting out records, they're making hits, they're doing this, that, and the other. But at some point, it slows down a little bit, right? They got to go back to the think tank. They got to go back in the studio and start to get it done.
Maybe they're one-hit wonders.
Maybe. At least that one hit was a grand slam.
Yeah, look, that's not a bad hit, that's for sure. So let's see what goes down with this one here, because I like seeing Stewie picking up that T-sided AWP. This is one of the maps where he takes over the AWPing privileges. Now, if he's having a game where he's feeling it and he's going for a lot of those aggressive plays, he could catch the Navi individuals off guard. But this is going to be a game all about heads-up Counter-Strike because of the potency of the individuals on either side. It is just going to be a game about who has the bigger balls.
And speaking of heads-up Counter-Strike, Electronic on Dust 2, we've seen him. You had a clip, you showed it just before, how good he is at entry fracking, especially on the T side. He's going to go toe-to-toe against Stewie2K. He's going to go toe-to-toe against some of the best individuals on the server. If Electronic is having a great game, he could be the difference maker. I know we constantly talk about Simple, potentially the best player in the world, but I think when Simple and Electronic is showing up on the server at the same time, you can throw out all the stretch, you can show out all that kind of stuff. They can win a game single-handedly. So if we can see that here, we have a game on our hands.
Well, singling things out will be this first map. Dust 2, guys, where's it going?
Well, look, I'm going to go with Navi. I'm on the hype train.
I'm going to go with Liquid 100%.
I absolutely love the house divided here. Not normally am I about that life, but here we are today, and I'm completely okay with it. Elige is looking jacked. I'm going to say it now, and I'm ready to jack this one up just another notch. We're ready to jump into this server. This best of 3, a quarterfinal even. It's going to see Dust 2. It's going to see Mirage and perhaps Overpass should these teams take it there. For the time being, I'm going to take it over to our commentators. We're ready to get it going. Henry G and Machine.
Thank you so very much. Yes, an honor to be covering Navi versus Liquid. To hear Simple on that stage say, I just want to beat them in a best of 3 once. Yes, history favors Liquid, and one team will step into Astralis in the semi-finals tomorrow. I'm Machine, I'm joined by Henry G. Hank, you feeling good?
I'm feeling excellent, Alex. Thank you so much for asking, and things are about to get a whole lot better. It's Team Liquid versus Navi. We're kicking things off with a bang as well. Dust 2. This one is going to deliver. Let's get into the action. Navi starting on the T side here. We've got 2 P250s and some flashbangs at Elige. He wants a bit of blood at the very start of the round. He's pushing up towards middle, and he is going to be greeted by a few terrorists on the other side. He gets taken down, but Twist will respond. This is an absolute bloodbath as
trapped.
Twist will retreat.
He manages to get away, but Simple actually catching a bullet in the meantime. Electronics farming frags. 3 quick ones from the lower tons, and Stewie, he won't be allowed to get round the corner. Electronic makes it a quad kill, and Navi make quite the opening statement.
They really, really do. There it is, Liquid trying to force the issue there towards the top of middle. A couple of players pushing towards the barrel position, but Navi were ready and waiting. We see 4 kills from Electronic. The boys just pointed out on the desk as well on Dust2. He is an absolute beast. Watch out for those big numbers coming in from him as he goes straight in for the Krieg. I'm going to see Team Liquid answer back with the CZs and Desert Eagles here. Nap with the Scout. It's a very prevalent weapon here on Dust2, especially towards this middle position. Look out for the tags, possibly some headshots here from Naf, as we do have one player getting ready to cross over towards our position. Flashed off now for fall back and back up towards B. Good nade from short. You can see those CZs now trying to get in position, using the smoke to focus on lower B potentially.
MAhvMh looking to lead by example as he tucks himself in towards the Xbox. Does have a boatload of utility. Every single grenade he could desire. And Team Liquid, they know they've got to try and find an early frag. That's the flash and swing. Nothing found.
Here we go. 2 tags coming in, just softening them up. That's all Naf has to do here. Most damage done towards MAhvMh. He's at 60. Electronic slightly tagged as well as 75. They start to make their way up towards shore. That's where the bomb is as well. Smoke's starting to be deployed here. Now, will they commit straight away? They don't have much else behind this. Just 1 smoke remaining. Now 0. Both have been dropped, so you would assume they will go off this, but is it a bit of a ruse? They're going to fall back and actually go towards middle, and it might be the correct call. We'll see. The Desert Eagle ready and waiting. It's Elige with 2.
He's got a Krieg as well, Henry. That could be problematic. And Simple did get sprayed down. Elige, Deeg, through the door, and it finds his 3rd. It's all been Elige in this one. And this force bite from Liquid, it looked like it was going to fall flat, but Elige has got other plans. Looks for the quad, finished by Twists. And then it's straight equalizer, feeling hot and frisky. Electronic with a quad kill in the opening, and now Elige bites back with one of his own.
Yeah, it really does set the tone. This is going to be an epic matchup here, and what great play that was from Elige. Not so much from Navi. We said on the couch earlier, their T sides have been lackluster at this tournament. I feel like there's some of the synergy is off, especially if they lose opening picks. And this was not fantastic. We've kind of noticed throughout this tournament, you want to be Molotoving those closed doors positions because the CTs on the other side, especially with pistols, can be a real nuisance. I would have preferred them to see drop those smokes, commit off it, and challenge a scout or a pistol towards the A site, overthinking those sort of scenarios potentially. But either way, we do not have the full investment from Navi here. They go for Desert Eagles. They didn't get the plan in the previous rounds. They're going to have to make do with just a pistol and nothing else here. Liquid managing to recover a Krieg, AK-47. Couple of CT weaponry thrown in there as well. We're going to have the M4 and the FAMAS. Stewie TK sticking on that scout. Giving up a lot of ground to the terrorists, though. Allowing them to get up towards shore, which is absolutely fine. They have no utility to actually avert the eyes of Stewie 2K. They can't get his scope off the catwalk position. So if they do commit, they're in a lot of trouble.
He's just going to be intermittently poking his head up, and there's the information. Missed shot from Simple.
So they'll go for a run boost there, but he's going to surely hit a couple of these now. Fires off some shots, and you can see Elige doing more and more damage as Stewie 2K. He's got a bit of a shooting gallery. You can see what I mean by this. He's missed 3 or 4 shots so far, and there's still no real pressure towards his direction. Still, great sequence for him, 3 kills in total, but without that utility, Alex, you're never really going to break through in that sort of manner.
Dust2 being the first map, I think it's worth giving everybody tuning in at home a bit of a history lesson. Dust2 crops up every single time these teams play, and it is always close. 16-14, we saw Navi edge it out at Blast Pro Series Copenhagen last year. We also saw Dust2 go 16-12, in fact, overtime, 19-22. I mean, every single time you can expect these two teams to go right down to the wire. This round, however, does look like it could be a quick one. Molotov might not be respected by Navi and just charging in. Health bars flashing red already. Nitro does wait out the flash, and him and his teammate Elige are just mowing them down. No issues. One does fall just before the round is secured, but all good in the Liquid hood.
Well, there we have it. Navi opting for the straight-up B rush there. That was another eco, just Desert Eagles, and I think a couple of flashes. That was about it. B rush with nothing much more than that isn't going to yield amazing results, especially with those Desert Eagles. But either way, the money's starting to stabilize now. They do not have enough of the AWP. NAF does, and Liquid starting to look very sharp right now. We're going to do this first gun round. Number 5 as he'll actually be challenging towards T-Spawn potentially. He does jump over to see if there's any information available. Throws the flash, trying to delay them up towards short. Doesn't look like there'll be anything too quick coming in from Navi at the start of the round at least. Perfecto holding towards upper B for aggression. BoomH and Electronic start to make their campaign up towards short. It's Elige watching it for now. He still has all of his grenades. You can see a lot of this tournament, holding angles, is waiting for a bit of presence, drop the incendiary, and BoomH will have to respect it.
Yeah, I mean, throughout our last few days casting here in Katowice, we've just seen the power of utility as well. People are winning rounds without necessarily needing to fire more than one person's bullets. It's all about the timing. And Navi, they are not the world's best at keeping their eye on that clock. We talk about their T-sides. They have multiple times in one map ran out of time.
Yeah, I totally agree. That their CT sides, especially yesterday on Inferno, look fantastic. Yeah. The synergy's there. They're flashing each other in. It looks like the crossfires are really efficient as well. It's the T sides and the mid-round calls I really struggle with here. If they lose a player early on, they seem like they can crumble very quickly. But we'll see whether this first gun round will yield the results they're looking for. Remember, up against some lesser weaponry here, we still got a scout, a FAMAS out there. But Twist, the player to look out for, is to be baited in by Stewie here, who misses the initial shot, but he has taken the aggro. Will this be enough?
BoomH was considering it, but he didn't check the deep corner, and now Stewie realizes he has to take some contact. That may not be enough, because Elige, he's created a wall for himself. He's managed to make something out of nothing. Missed shots, pressure from Gandalf. Simple up long as well. They're doing damage, but nobody's dropping. Liquid should be taking the site here. Naf's already scarpering to the site. Nitro perhaps just hoping to upgrade his weapon on the way out.
Yeah, it looks like that's all they can do there. Decent effort from Liquid, but the Scout and Deagle combo not really working out for Stewie 2K there. Twist with a bit of a freebie, as you mentioned, as BoomH checking towards that blue bin, one of the most overlooked positions in CSGO. So it's fair enough that he wanted to check that one first. It's the 50-50 gamble for him. Didn't work out, but the trades came through. That's all about spacing, making sure that you get good comms, work out exactly where he is, and the fact they took down that early kill towards long in the form of Stewie, managed to take Twist as well. Elige was in a lot of trouble. I like the fact he dropped that smoke, though. That was a nice idea, but there was just too much pressure from all angles, even with the Krieg. He's the specialist with the weapon. It doesn't work out for him. That's quite a clean round from Navi, but bear in mind, as we mentioned, that was with the Scout and the FAMAS out there. Wasn't necessarily a full buy from Liquid, and the fact they're saving 2 weapons now, they're going to have absolutely everything they need. Elige with 8K, he can drop a secondary AWP if they want to. We know almost every team likes to run a double AWP setup on Dust 2.
Yeah, and you can justify it so easily when you just see the power and the long angles on the map. You can just look at the overview, and you can understand why AWPs are so sought after on the defense. Liquid. Something that Chad brought up on the desk and we'll continue to check in with is just seeing their body language. It's not so much in the server he's concerned about, it's outside of it. Both teams, to be fair, have had their attitude issues in the past. Now it's time to see who can keep a cool head in an intense best-of-3 for a spot in the semi-finals here at IEM Katowice. Stewie does upgrade his scout from the round before. This time, he's got the zoom banger.
Yeah, nice work from Stewie here, knowing that the Xbox smoke is thrown pretty much at the start of every round. Just trying to see if he can get anything going towards that drop-down position. It's simple. He doesn't see it coming. A great shot from Stewie 2K. That double AWP setup. It's out in full force at this point, and an early lead for Team Liquid.
A huge catch. And a big scout. Simple. Forced to watch the 4 remaining Navi members work this one out. BoomH is the one to be pulling the strings.
And remember, we did say, if Navi lose these early picks, especially if the likes of Simple goes down, they start to fall apart. You can see that clock running down. They look like they're not really that assertive. We'll see whether they can actually recover the situation at this point. Stewie 2K looking for a second. Spots a couple of players towards short. HE grenade should do a lot of damage here, which it does. Wow, that's not bad at all, but so's a shot from Electronic. They've actually got a bit of an advantage here, making their way up towards the A side. Only one player remaining there. It's going to be Twist, right down towards the bottom of long. Only got the M4. He needs the backup from his teammates before he can do anything about this.
Yeah, we will see the bomb go down courtesy of Perfecto. Navi, this site is theirs. Liquid to contest. And having a quick take of stock, some flashbangs. Their very best bet, but for now, the floor laden with flame. Twists could be the curveball they need. First flash flies. Perfecto is towards Gandalf, but it's going to be the first fight. Clean onto Flamey, and Twist finds the second. It's all onto Perfecto. He hasn't had a single frag, and he gets hit. How is he only on 10 HP? A jumping shot, perhaps. Twist does finish it off, ties it all up, and we will see the lead extended by Liquid.
Excellent work there from Twist. We said he had to be patient, and you can see why. Needed a bit of aggro taken away from his teammates there. Makes his way up and manages to hit 2 stunning shots there towards the bomb side. The M4 delivers. This is where it all started, though. Stewie 2K pushing off towards shore, using the Xbox smoke against them. And Twist, he's just getting warmed up here, Alex. That's all we want to see from this young man. Incredibly talented as they go up 4-2. Plenty of money left on Navi, though, however. Simple will bring out his AWP. And he's got a decent long spawn, so is Electronic. So Dust 2, the way it plays out these days, if you get that good spawn, you're normally taking it. They're committing all 5 players to here as well. Remember, we've seen him play Dust 2 already. There were so many rounds, they would just send 5 players up, fully commit towards the bomb site. It's very strange Counter-Strike. You don't see many teams run this over and over again, but it works for Navi. They seem to get on the bomb site and hit their shots, and that's really what it's all about.
Yeah, and you know what? We've seen other teams flounder with the same strategy. Yeah. It really does not work unless you have the Navi components.
So what I should say is what I mentioned the other day. And you can see towards the B tunnels, no one there, no one towards middle. You've got about 15 to 30 seconds at this point before the CTs will start pushing around the map, finding information and rotating. So you do need to commit off this and pull the trigger pretty quickly. If you want to fall back towards middle, you have no idea. Have they pushed towards C spawn? Have they tucked themselves in middle or lower B? And here's the response from Liquid. They've seen this all before. They're trying to get that information now. It's exactly what I was talking about.
And getting that information as a pack. Stewie and Elige will pair up for a short aggression. Going to have a little bit of a look through middle, courtesy of the flashbang. But it does mean that they're completely unmanned on A. Na'Vi will not get the early fights they're hoping to find.
Well, they've confirmed it's an A attack now, and now he can see them falling back, dropping the incendiaries, buying some time, and repositioning.
Crawling, and that nade looks fantastic, right into the crotch of Flamey, down to 44. Twist's already finding 1, but BoomH keeps things level. Still no bomb plant, 30 seconds. Keep your eye on that clock, because there's still 4 members of Liquid ready to contest. Only 1 incendiary. Naf could throw that towards the site, bit too late now, though. Won't see that stopping the bomb, but could be powerful for the retake. Ticking away. Regrouping towards CT. Stewie will be trying to catch 1, and he does. Flamey's gone down, and now just Perfecto and Simple. He needs a multi-kill. First found. Twist aggressing. They have to double peek. He's getting his shot. He's hitting another one. Simple. No, Simple. That's unbelievable. What in his name? Number 1 in the game. He's done it again.
You better start calling him Sasha the Smasher. This is unbelievable. The AWP, we know he's got it in him. I didn't think that round would be possible, though. That is just unprecedented. Look at him go. The first shot, you think, fine, okay, he'll get a couple there potentially. This is the moment it all turns around. The quick scope, even the no-scope there, will take down Elige, and Stewie2K gets his mind blown, along with the rest of us, as 4 kills come in for Simple. And now we get into round number 8. The money has been absolutely destroyed. As we get into it, it's going to be another opening chance there for Simple. This time doesn't connect. That kill not as important as the previous 4.
I think he can have 10 seconds, get the adrenaline down, stop his hands. What am I saying? He's got completely cool, calm, collected. Another day in the office for Simple, but my hands are shaking. But now, Liquid having to piece this one back together. Just going to be pistols. Kevlar vest for Twist. I'm still shaking. What the hell was that? We talked about mental fortitude. Well, there's their first test. Liquid, you need to reset, forget, and get ready for round 8.
All right, then. Well, that's rattled a few cages. Liquid, that was a locked-in round, but that's the power of Simple. We'll be talking about that round for years to come, let me tell you. Now we'll see Perfecto to start to mow them down now. This is looking very convincing for Navi. Stewie2K, nothing can be done towards short. Twist will pull 1 back with the Desert Eagle, but that's probably all he can do here. They know exactly where he is. An opportunity to find Electronic. It would have to be a great shot, though. He's certainly capable of landing them. At this point, Electronic is toying with him a little bit, down to 14 HP. The backup's coming in. Outside of B, looks like Twist's days are numbered here. Might be able to get 1 kill. Grenade thrown in, and down he goes. It is going to be 4-4. That wasn't the full investment, though, from Team Liquid. They still have cash going to this next round. But remember, the boys pointed out on the desk, they're an emotional team. They need to pick themselves up, get back into this. Sometimes those rounds happen. You have to be prepared for it against Simple. He has that sort of power.
Yeah, I mean, that's that star power. It's just they're feeling the opponent's version of it, you know? That's on the receiving end of the star power that Navi have in their ranks. And Navi, you know, they talked about it on the desk. They had this slump in form, of course, and Guardian unable to deliver. Now Perfecto, could he be the final ingredient to start lifting trophies for the yellow and black jersey? BoomH straight out on long. Blood drawn. Naf does get sent away, and already you do see a bit of a change up of pace. 1 already set up on short. BoomH tucked in on the pit, and another body dropped. Stewie caught through the doors.
It's a very fast approach towards A here, dropping down towards spawn. A lack of respect from Electronic. He's enjoying himself out there. They're hitting the shots. They've got the A bomb side. Just need to get the C4 over here. There is a slight gap. Nitro does pull 1 from T-spawn. That was BoomH who was holding the long doors, but bomb should be planted momentarily. Still a 3-on-2. Not impossible, but it looks like they're giving up. Liquid have realized this round is a little too far out of their grasp. They have no kits here. Money is in a pretty woeful position. This is where Navi start to really look themselves at this point. They're really carrying the momentum forward. Their long spawns are working out for them. They're getting the bomb down consistently, and they're winning 1-on-4s.
Yes, they are. And we'll see how many rounds they can rack up off the back of that. This will be the third. Obviously, the second off the back of it. 3 in total, to be specific. Ooh, he's actually catching a glimpse of the ankles. It's a very... Ooh, maybe gets one. There we are. flamie will fall. And so LTC collecting his second, but more importantly, maintaining that AWPing presence. They'll be throwing that over to Stewie or Naf, depending on who's got a tingle in the dingle for it. Looks like it will be Stu. So round 10 of our first map, second quarterfinal here in Katowice.
What a quarterfinal is, Alex.
We're only nine rounds in.
Oh my God. Round 10. Liquid need to pick themselves up, dust themselves off. We've got Stewie 2K with the AWP. The AK saved as well, but they will not be fully investing here. Remember, this is still okay. We noticed it's been more of a T-sided affair at Katowice recently, and we'll see whether they can start to stabilize at this point. Anyway, boost towards middle. Actually looks very promising here for Nitro. Oh, he falls off. No! Oh, no! Things are not working out for Liquid in the last few rounds here. That was a freebie by the looks of things. He drops off, and that's the kill, not landing in their favor, but Twist has given them the man advantage.
What's the response? They'll be boosting Stewie into the site. He'll be able to hold that long line. Twist, if he continues this extension, he just walks into the flamie crosshair, and now they go. Stewie does catch him on the jiggle. That's simple gone. A crucial component removed, but Perfecto still stands, and he's going for the double. Balls of steel takes the fight and changes the whole game. Instead of going long, they're starting to scarp a bomb on the back of flamie. He's got loads of time, and it looks like he's going for the safe cross, but Stewie, he's... Oh, wait, he's going to crouch. Watch him look at the floor. Everyone does it. Everyone does it. Oh, it's a hard shot. Misses, and they've worked it out. They know where he's off to. Great awareness from Stewie. He certainly can clutch these rounds as well, but this position looks like it might thwart him. It's going to be Stewie 2K going down. Brilliant round there from Perfecto. 3 kills in total. He seems to be getting better and better, this kid, as Navi pulled the round back. Remember, it wasn't a full investment there from Liquid. They saved the AWP, the AK-47. They make it a very competitive round, but Perfecto just steals it away from them. Lovely work this, Krieg. Ducking and weaving, and then a very, very intelligent position here. Stewie has no real reason to check that one. Why would you? You assume they're making their way towards B after spotting that player in T-spawn. Yeah, no fault of Stewie at that point. It's just Perfecto playing so damn well. The fact he goes for the second frag wins them that round. Simple was on long. Stewie had an AWP. It was all shaping up to be a very difficult round for Navi, but Perfecto digs them out of that ditch and secures the 6th. Full buy now, though, so Liquid fans can really peek their eyes towards the screens now. If you want to see a Liquid victory, this is one of their best shots in a while. Round 11. And what's the adjustment here? We don't have the double AWP set up for the North Americans. Stewie 2K taking the AWP towards the A bomb site here. 3 players to prop up the long position at the very start. There's no long take here, though. More of a default mentality from Navi. Got BO3 Electronic waiting towards those mid doors. No presence towards middle. That has been an issue for a lot of teams recently. Shorter will be clear as well. Stewie 2K will be watching towards the long doors for now. He'll have to fall back to the car position eventually. Good shots from LTC, but only minimal damage inflicted. Yeah, I don't know what kind of wood those doors are made out of, but I've never seen wood like that before. Sturdy British oak, it looks like. Okay, that makes sense. Conkers occasionally. Mix them in, makes them extra strong. Well, Stewie knows they need a bit of intel here. You can see they've got a distinct lack of grenades overall. A couple of incendiaries left, couple of smokes, but only 1 kit. Needing the advantage here, and Twist is looking to find it. Does he commit? Does he push towards the long doors? flamie seems to think he might do, and BO3 is down in spawn again. We've seen him do this a few times to great effect. Are they aware of it? Stewie doesn't seem to be. He's still watching towards shore. How interesting. This could be something that Navi has considered a counter to the AWP hold on that short cross. Now aggressive. Oh, Perfecto pulling out his nade. You hate to see it, but it could have been stabilized by flamie. Instead, it's Electronic, but at what cost? 99 damage inflicted, and Twist has got the bomb. BO3 does get caught. They know where he is now, but biding his time in CT did pay off. Bomb loose. You could have a chance to retrieve it, but into the crosshairs of Twist. He could be walking. Spray's not there. Oh! BO3 hits the shot. That's unreal. 6 HP between the 2 remaining. 12 seconds. He's charging towards the A site. Nitro has the M4. But look at Electronic's position. He's opted for the safer of the 2. That
was insane. Twist is going to be kicking himself there. He played it to perfection, holding the bomb, waiting for him to commit towards Xbox. He sprays at the M4, and somehow the 180 from BO3 comes through. He will go down eventually. One-on-one now, and speaking of one, that's exactly the amount of health Electronic has, but he is towards the pit, and it's an absolutely awful plan for that position. He's just going to have to watch the ramp and hope for the best there. Needs a challenge, takes Nitro down to 11. Incendiary, that could be enough. Does it land in the pit? It doesn't. Electronic makes it work, but it's BO3 that saves a round. That was incredible. Twists, he had it on a plate, it was done. The round was over, they were low, and he couldn't connect the dots there, and that's a couple of situations now, Alex, where it's just fallen apart at the very last moment on locked-in rounds.
You get to see it from BO3's POV, I hope. Yeah, look at this reaction shot. He's piecing it together, the tracer fire's there, resets it, and Twist just strafes into the aim.
That's demoralizing.
Cool
the whole
as a
team.
cucumber, man. BO3 doesn't even blink. Straight out long this time. They have stacked CTs there, though. There's 4 of them there. Make it 3 as BO3 spraying wildly into the smoke. Khalid's using that smoke to his advantage, hoping Stewie can draw their fire and attention towards the pit. Mollies, bullets, everything being thrown towards those that remain. Tagging. No fragging. Missed shot from Elige. Stewie's gone as well. Should be Navi's round at that point. Just Nitro with his unarmored CZ75. And Navi. It has been a ridiculous correlation between a simple 1 versus 4 and a slew of rounds. What is that going to make it now in a row? This is going to be the 6th now. Just running away with it.
Yeah, when they get going, Navi, it's difficult to stop them. Nitro will be towards T-Spawn right now. We're going to see whether he can actually do anything with this. It's a 5-on-1. Not really sure what I can build up around this sort of narrative, but he'll just be discussing his team. You can see him chatting at least. That's the most important thing. If you look in the picture-in-picture there, he's talking to the teammates. They're talking about the next round. They do have money going forward, and of course, the maximum loss bonus. So that's going to be $3,400 on top of around $2,500 right now. Expect to see that double orb setup come out again. They need to start getting their mojo back here. They need to maybe start presenting some Stewie 2K aggression, maybe get some kills going early on. Nitro removed as expected. That's Navi winning the half at this point, 8-4 here in the quarterfinals.
I've been digging through the stat sheet, Henry, and I've got quite a crazy one for you.
Go for it.
On Dust 2, Simple's clutch win percentage is 90.9%.
That's not bad.
10-1 coming into this.
I normally go for 95% myself, but 90 that's pretty good.
I mean, in comparison to his other maps, everything else sits around 50, 58, 63, 50%. But Dust 2, in 11 clutches, he won 10 of them.
Right, well, you've seen the power he's got already. If that's anything to go by, yeah, I think he's pretty well versed in the clutch department on this map. There's the double orb setup, though. Nitro and Stewie this time. They have one of them towards the B windows, patrolling towards middle. We know that's been a main focal point for a lot of teams, just pushing through the AWP. Simple showing us how he can do that as well on the T side. Hasn't really been displaying it so far in this particular matchup. Towards short they go again. Stu 2K currently set on 9 frags, 9 deaths. Bomb down towards top of middle. Another default round here from Navi.
The sound of distant gunfire is all Liquid have to go on at this point in time. Now some utility is released. It's BO3's smoke trying to get the CTs a little hot under the collar, but there's nothing behind it. Smoke at the mouth of the tunnels. Typically, you execute through that. You can see the responses rather tucking into the site. So Navi, they've thrown utility A, B, and they end up middle. At least the majority. Seems like 3 are starting to use these smokes to sneak. They're going contact through mid B. This doesn't normally happen.
There's an orb waiting on the other side, but it's not in a great position. If a flashbang comes through, this could be disastrous. It's BO3 though fully committing. So much action going down here. That's Twist towards the long doors. Nitro, if he hits one of these, he should be able to save the day. Lovely work. Win Simple, and that should be enough. He finishes things off. He'll manage to get 3 kills in total towards the end of that round. Much better from Team Liquid. They break the streak after losing 6 in a row. It will be 8-5 now. Good adjustment, getting the orb towards the window. That means that middle was actually fully covered, and I really thought Navi could have done more with that. They've actually snuck all the way out to B, undetected. No one was really watching it, and BO3 ran through the doors. And at that point, that's when the spacing kind of fell apart for them. They didn't really know whether to go in after that, throw some utility, win 1 by 1. Nitro just deals with them, no problem at all.
Yeah.
Long take.
Serious contrast between the two. And out long he gets. Perfecto tucked in on that blue bin, but it is going to be a rather passive hold for now from Team Liquid. Xbox smoke enables him to go unchecked towards short, and they'll do so loudly, so it's not a secret for Liquid, but pulling out his nades and caught out. Response is a whole lot of incendiaries, and Elige manages to finish off that dink onto Electronic, so a double kill gives the lead back to the North American squad. These are crucial rounds now towards the closing stages of our first half. T-side Dust 2. Can't be surprised. I am, however, that Stewie's gone down. Elige as well.
Yeah, that was strange from Stewie. That's the kind of shot you would expect him to absolutely nail, right? Looked a little bit slow on that one. It was an awkward angle for sure, but in terms of that scenario, it felt like he had it. Either way, 3-on-2, Naf and Nitro here on the retake. They've got an incendiary, both coming in from spawn. Got to deal with Simple first, though. He doesn't miss many, but there's a couple of bullets that don't quite connect.
Just staring at the floor. Drawing attention, drawing the clock, and it looks
in.
like Liquid are giving up. Or at least tucking in towards CT. That frag not going to change things for Nitro and Nav. Maybe they are. Communication is still bombs half gone. There's no reason not to give it a go. A boost perhaps. Checking Gandalf and exposed. It's enough for Simple. He knows where the last man is as well. Nitro trying for the jump shot. He's low HP. It could pay off. And Simple, what is this? Ballsy. He knows there's no time. And that will be another for Navi.
Trying to recover a Krieg before he goes. It's pretty smart from Nitro, but that's another round. It felt like they had the edge there. It all falls apart due to the individual greatness of Navi. Those one-on-one duels, that's where they really thrive. They've got an insane amount of talent within this roster. Same story for Liquid, but you can see it's not really connecting at the same level Navi is right now. And it's going to be the final round of this first half. And it's 9-5 overall. Money's pretty broken. They've got scouts, FAMASs, MP9s. That saved Krieg. If that's enough to save the day, we will see, because Nitro ran back to pick that up, upgraded from the M4. He's got to deal with 5 of them on the T side, to be fair, so we'll see what he can do.
I just got flashbacks to Simple trying to knife Nitro on this map. Stewie full blind and caught before he can tuck into pit. Twist with only a FAMAS and he's full flash. This is a massacre.
Look at the flash assist as well. There was like 6 or 7 flashes thrown over at that point. There was no chance then to even get towards the pit, let alone find some kills. And once more, Navi have all 5 towards long. They've got 2 opening picks. Should be no way they can lose this round, especially what they're up against here. 1 kit, 1 flash, 1 smoke. That's about it. What's the response here from the North Americans?
Maybe, just maybe that saved Krieg on Nitro could give them something. But yeah, hitting the pause button on this Navi T side. You can see 4 just lingering towards long. They have the control. They fought hard for it. 2 quick frags. And so now they wait, knowing that the clock still plentiful. Flash from Nitro. Could be perfectly timed. No one's playing anti-flash right now. Catches them all. Molly towards the site. What's his reaction? He wants to aggress. He wants the line of sight, but they're all going to peek him at the same time. 1, surely not a multi-kill, found immediately after. Liege on somewhat of a flank. He's going to have to be precise. Electronic is so crispy today. That's his triple. Not much you can do with a scout 1v4 now on a retake, I'll be honest.
He'll give it his best shot. That's all he can do at this point. Lovely headshot there, but it is going to be 10-5 overall. Navi have turned up the play. We weren't sure if we were going to see a show-stopping performance from Simple today either, but he has silenced his critics and shown us how powerful he can be on this particular map. Liquid
We return with Navi versus Liquid. Our first half favors Navi by a considerable margin. They found double digits out of the gate, and Simple, a big part of it. Sasha the Smasher, as he called him, Hank, he smashed, and they have just got 6 rounds to secure their map pick.
Yeah, it's all looking very good, but they're by no means safe at this point. Team Liquid, they've been here before. They've fought their way out of more difficult situations than this one. We'll get into this pistol round and see what they can make of it. They know they're capable of pulling this one back. We've got 2 smokes, the Molotov there, a different approach from Navi. There's no upgraded pistols as of yet. Ali's yet to invest, but I don't think he'll be picking up the P250. Time will tell, though, as we take a little bit of a pause here before we get into the action, and off we go. We are going to see 14 kills at a very tippity top for Team Liquid. That's going to be for Elige. The opening few rounds, unbelievable. That second round force buy, remember the Desert Eagle, 4 kills there. They were the ones looking like they were going to have the unbelievable moments going forward and just going to run away with this game. But a 1 versus 4 has led them here. They couldn't really get going at all after that.
Yeah, it really threw them through a loop. And this does look like a this looks like a new page out of the Liquid strat book. Let's not forget, they opened up the roofs. B site can look different.
We haven't seen much of that. So for anyone who's not aware, you can now smoke through the skylights, these B tunnels towards the window and the door. Problem is, it's very telegraphed. So I don't think we'll see that, but it'll be interesting to see whether they've got anything up their sleeve. Here we go. Twist is going to be smoking, I'd assume, towards window, and the Molotov towards a platform here. They're going to commit this, and here we go. A lot of damage being done by Flamey, but here comes the throw.
Smoke towards the doors, and Stewie was anti-flash. It did catch Flamey, but he takes 1 before he goes down. Naf does not relent, but Electronic taps away at the first, keeping things level. And from behind, Simple to strike. That was the bomb carrier. Not going to be too much of a spanner in the works if they can find this frag now. Nitro's trying and dinking. Simple maybe kept honest for a moment longer. So much time, but they're in the sight.
Yes, they will try and get the bomb down at this point. Nitro is the bodyguard, and he's doing a very good job. At least the C4 now ticking. He knows he's got a dink towards Simple, and now converts it. 2 versus 1. This is down to Perfecto here. The new addition, he's had plenty of good clutches so far here, the tournament. Can he find yet another? 40 HP and a defuse kit available, but Liquid are playing this so well. I don't think there's an access point, and Elige confirms it there. That's the pistol round they needed. It didn't go to plan necessarily. They wanted to get the smoke down and have a clean entrance, but they had to fight back there. It was Nitro just patrolling towards tunnels, window, and door, while his teammates are trying to get the bomb down, hitting the dinks, and managing to buy enough space just to get the bomb planted, and then very good crossfires there to close things out.
Yeah, I don't know if they get that bomb down when they did. If Nitro doesn't land that dink, it kept Simple just cowering in the tunnels. He couldn't take the fight until his team were, engaging. Really threw them through. Ooh, early damage inflicted by Simple. He wants to try and find the second shot. He knows he's got 1 trap, but can crouch away. Safe and good moves from Elige. Deagle through the smoke brings Stewie down low. Good grief. We talk about these second round force buys and inflicting early damage with the scouts. Well, take a look. 1 minute 35 still on the clock, and Liquid's health is shaken.
It's such a difficult round in CSGO. At this level, trying to fend off scouts and pistol combos, it's such a nightmare. My heart bleeds for the players that have to go into these sort of situations. And Team Liquid taking a strat out of the Navi playbook here, it seems, with 5 players out of the door. Simple, finally, knocked off his purge. He's at 46 HP, but still, he'll continue to look towards the pit, seeing if any heads will peek up. They're going to be flashing by the looks of things. And this is the same sort of thing we talked about before. They kind of had to commit towards long right now, especially against pistols. They are going to be probing the map. You know they're going to be trying to hunt for information here. So here comes the play. Another scout shot lands. A snap down to 10. This could fall apart very quickly for Liquid as they make their way towards the A side.
This is looking disastrous. Look at their health. They haven't even got up to the ramp. They're boosting over the smoke as well. Electronic, he's missing his shots. Who is this? Where is Electronic? Shots missed. A chance for Liquid. Into the site. Nitro's the healthy one. Not anymore. It's down to Twist, the only one whose heart's still beating functionally.
Well, this is where they can stabilize. The fact that Electronic doesn't connect that shot, they might even consider saving their weapons here, but they know they've done so much damage. We will see at the 5-on-4. They know how much damage has been inflicted. Have they got a kit? They do not. And it's just got a single flashbang. I think there's going to flash over and go for it here. Looks like Boomage to lead the charge, but Nitro have a good position. The low HP players all trying to keep their distance.
Elige could not have a better weapon for this job. He can just tap away, no issue.
I like the idea. They know they're low at that point, but once the bomb's planted, I would have said to save the Deagles and armor. Like, it was a great effort. It's unfortunate it doesn't work out like that, but there was never any way about it. Like a smoke kit combo that was going to work out for them, but still an impressive and exciting round. Should have had a lot more, I think, but overall, it's a convincing one for Team Liquid there. The headline reads, they didn't drop a single player, regardless of the damage inflicted.
Yeah, the headline reads, that's a great way to summarize. A lot of damage done, but couldn't quite finish it off. But coming into round 18, We'll see if Team Liquid can continue to close this gap. They're bringing a whole lot of those Galils in. You said you were going to see more Galils, Henry. Well, there's 4 on the Liquid side right now.
Yeah, because it's just the perfect solution for these sort of rounds. When you know you're up against pistols and you don't want to give too much away, it's a nice cheap investment. You don't have to spend too much. You can get out in the second round, and it's very powerful indeed. We'll see whether this is going to work for them. I dare say it will. They're only up against a Deagle armor and 1 scout, and you've got 35 bullets in that Galil, and let's see whether they can find another clean one here. Should be absolutely fine. Smoke down towards Xbox. We've got Flamey just looking for anyone jumping up or crossing over. So now they know the scout towards Willow. That's the Molotov we were looking for in that second round when Elise got 4. That does to flash him out. We didn't see that at all from Navi, but you'll see Liquid throw that pretty much every single round.
Yeah, and Navi opted for a flashbang, but the issue is that corner, it's so deep, you can play anti-flash while still holding the line. You still get that info. Molly, much safer. Oh, the spray from Elise squandered. That's a big pickup. Krieg now on the battlefield. They're going to be looking to retrieve it, but at what cost? They're playing this so well. The individuals from Navi are getting Liquid a little flustered. Smoke now to try and bail them out. They'll be able to jump onto Xbox unspotted. And starting to gather towards that short position. Flamey only has the scout. He is going to be the turret. Stewie's given the job to keep that flank under lock and key, and he's in a prime position to do this. Oh, the timing could punish him. No, perfect. That's electronic gone. And speaking of perfect, Perfecto has got himself a rifle. No armor, but Stewie may not be expecting this. Has to be precise, missing the first, and now he can work with that information. They have the sight and likely the round.
Yeah, looking good for Liquid here. Stewie 2K reeling it in. He may go down here, but he's aware of the possibility of the push towards long, and there should be no problem. But what a shot that is from Simple. We can save a Krieg and like a low. That's a nice little bundle taken to that next round. That's absolutely fine. But Liquid will be winning this one, and Simple starts to retreat towards T-spawn. His teammate Perfecto looking for some exit kills here. Like the Galil's fine, but they are going to be buying next round. So if he can find players hunting for him, he's willing to challenge them. The Krieg's a lot more valuable. You want to go stash that away.
Sash to stash.
Exactly.
And Nav on your screens. He was picking up that secondary AWP on the CT side, but he's been rather quiet ever since. 6 frags. He's had somewhat of a drought. Quarter finalist at IEM Katowice 2019, and a year has passed. Looking to do one better, if not even more. See that shot. This is how you lost the Krieg early. Just a real nice shot. Admittedly, Elise did start to commit to that spray a little too much, perhaps. Could have just tapped away. But 8-10 the scoreline. It's round 19 of the first map here. This was Navi's pick. And after a great 10-5 half on their T side, excuse me, it's Liquid's turn to do the same. Into the smoke, Elise's bullets connect.
That's lovely from Elise there. Preemptive shot towards the corner. Electronic didn't see it coming. 4 bullets connected to chest, and down he goes. Dream start here for Liquid. They haven't committed absolutely everyone towards long. They can go back into a default here, wait for the reactive play, which Dust 2 is all about. If you lose real estate, especially something as prime as long, you're going to have to reclaim the upper B area. You push towards short. I can see Simple trying to get information now towards the short steps. Confirms that no one's there, trying to work out how he can sink his teeth into this round. Towards long, he'll focus. Players towards the pip. Stewie 2K with the AWP as well. And Simple waits for an opportunity.
This angle is designed to catch the AWPer to support the T push. Now the utility's being thrown. He's actually going to smoke on the site to play close. Still saying playing close. He's playing behind that molly. He's got as much cover as he could possibly hope for. Nitro wins out on that duel. He's expecting to see the boost, and now he's worked it out. That should mean the site's clear, and the bomb starts to go down, supported by Stewie. Not a liege. Flamey made sure of that.
3 on 3. Looking great for Liquid, though. This position towards the double doors. Perfecto doesn't check it. He's got no chance here. Pre-fire comes in. Naf with 2, though. That's the Galil in full force there, Alex. Don't down the potential of that weapon. It's very, very efficient in the right hands. 2 kills at close range in a full gun round here. Lovely work. And we're going to have BoomH retreat. We'll see whether he can do anything about this. Holding on to the Galil for now, though, and very well played from Liquid. It all started with the long take, not full commitment, just using the good spawn. Elise gets the opening frag, waiting for the reactions there, and making things very uncomfortable. Applying pressure from short and long, flashes coming through, Molotovs on the side. Simple, trying to create space for the smoky drop, but just nice shots coming through from Team Liquid as they're 1 round away from tying this one up. BoomH will save the Galil. Money's okay on the Navi side. I think a timeout is required, which it is. A chance for Blade to bring his, quote, 2 pages of strategies. That's all he ever needs, apparently. Looks there's a few more there, if you ask me, but we'll see what he's got.
Yeah, I think that was per team he whips out the AA4. And so Liquid.
You should get a folder. Maybe you get it like laminated, perhaps. It looks like it's a little bit scrappy over there.
You're right. I mean, when your whole career involves pieces of paper, you probably invest in maybe a ring binder, get one of those fancy ones, get your name on it or something.
Yeah, some stickers as well.
Stickers.
Trying to make it look nice. But he's just gone for the tatty paper, which is fine. I respect it. It's old school.
It is. I mean, isn't Blade? You know, it's perfect. Someone bring up that Shredder image.
Exactly.
It's not Shredder. That's the name of the bad guy. Who's the rat?
Splinter.
Splinter. Round 20. Let's get into this bad boy and see if we are going to be seeing Stewie2K take this spawn. He's giving me the nod. He wants blood.
He's like, boys, I got the orb, the best spawn you can get. If you jump over, it gives you like a couple of milliseconds quicker towards the long corner. You can see how quick he is towards that position. Surely they don't swing around now. Simple thinks better of it. He'll hold towards the car. Flash to go over from BoomH. Does he want to try and cross here? Get a challenge going? Either way, he's over. That's very well done.
And they even spotted Twist. Oh no, this round spirals so fast if Twist doesn't get out of here. He has to hit that shot. He doesn't.
What?
With an MP9, it looks like a sniper in his hands. And now 5 versus 3. 2 bodies dropped from their overcommitment on long.
That's ridiculous. The MP9 is one of my favorite guns. That's unreal. So 5 on 3. It's up to Perfecto now to hold them off. He knows they're coming towards middle. Good flashbang. He'll be able to buy himself some time here. He has got Flamey at the back with the secondary AWP, but he does miss the shot. Molotov's landing his position. That's going to flush him out. He'll burn to a Cinder. And now Perfecto with the Galil. Can he make it do the things that Naf was doing as well? But still, they hold on. Simple from the back. And it will be 3 to survive at that point with the double orb setup. Great try from Liquid there, but unfortunately the B-bomb site has been shut down.
It looked so good. Perfecto still, though, finding the multi-kills when he has to. This man is just unfazed. It's in Katowice quarterfinal and still shutting down Team Liquid. No slouch. Not at all.
Another
CT
timeout.
Is that a Navi one? Back-to-back Navi timeouts.
Do you think they watched our broadcast the other day and they're like, that Henry guy seems to be banging on the fact we don't call timeouts. This is the first time I've ever really seen them get stuck in. I think the quote was in the interviews, why don't you really do any interviews? And you do any timeouts during your games as well? Well, when BoomH forgets the strategy, that's when we need to bring Blade in. I was like, you're really approaching the coaching situation wrong there. He really is there to support you and bring new ideas.
He's not an online tutorial.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not a Wikipedia page.
It's like you really should be utilizing this guy's experience and the preparation he's done for you, and maybe the counter strat he's got in mind.
And for anyone that's just joined the broadcast out of curiosity or wanting to dig their teeth into Counter-Strike more, Blade, his story was of a team that couldn't do much throughout the year, but would spend the time leading up to the major with the preserved slot preparing and winning games, not necessarily through the raw skill. He didn't have the world's best players, but he could coordinate them in a way that it made it work. Now in the coaching position, he's got all the tools to make this one hurt. Simple does too, though. He's got a signature weapon, and he's already found one. A second into the wrists of Stewie2K. And just like that, 2 rounds in a row, they lose 2 frags in the opening 10 seconds.
On the big stage, Simple always seems to deliver. 2 brilliant shots head towards long. He doesn't miss a beat. 5 on 3. A few smokes remaining, and they'll limp back over towards the B side of the map here. Liquid, their best chance is to smoke in front of the B tunnels here. Try and bait out some utility, flash through. They no longer have a sniper available to them, but FlameE certainly does. He's waiting on the platform here. 1 kill and fall back. That's his only objective. We'll see if he can land the first shot. He does, but it's a clip towards Nitro. Decent grenade here. Liquid do have a chance, but Perfecto's there with the flashbang and M4 combo. Bomb goes down.
They've been held back. They can't commit off of it, and now they're just letting him peek the shot. Another one connects. FlameE still living. And Twist is catching nades and bullets, this time to the dome. 12 for Navi secured. That is 2 timeouts and the first 2 rounds for Navi. There's a real correlation starting to brew.
Real arguments to be made that the timeouts could be useful. That's something they've seemed to be picking up as the tournament goes on. This was brilliant from Simple. Like, Stewie2K has to be gutted at that one. Just wanted to get the Molotov out. Just wanted to flush him out. Just push him back. Didn't even want the kill. But didn't want to be anything to do with the
some
duel.
utility, man. Let me start my round.
And he gets taken out, shot in the wrist. And we'll see pretty much a full eco here. Objective, get the bomb down. So when you buy this sort of utility, 2 smokes, 4 flashes, you're just going to be trying to get the C4 plant to get the extra money going forward.
It's going to be similar smokes. Let's look at Naf's lineup.
This will be window and towards door. They'll flash over. From what I've heard, the flashes through the top of the skylights aren't great, so they'll be flashing through towards the bomb site and is trying to get a bomb down here. There is a chance with the orb. Usually defending this B site, they could overwhelm it, but I think Perfecto's there right now, and he'll have the M4 on the platform. FlameE rotates into the back of the site, waiting for their cue, and here it comes.
Yep, smoke's flying in. That should lock them out of the doors, but are they locked in with Perfecto? It does seem to be the case. Triple kill from Perfecto, makes it the quad. Give him the ace, lads. Electronic's a thief. But we still see 13 on the board for Navi. My goodness. Liquid, that's pretty much the last one they're going to give away for free. Closing in to that magic number. Navi, 3 rounds on the trot, the first 3 on their defense, and this was just a nice and easy one for Perfecto. Building the confidence and padding the stats.
That's what you want, though. He hasn't been on the big stage many times here, Alex, and he wants to get warmed up and start feeling himself. Those sort of rounds, that's where he can really thrive. That's where he can start swelling in confidence and showing us what he's made of on this big stage, because he's had his moments here for sure. He hasn't been blowing us away in terms of stats, but the clutches he's been winning, the games he's been closing out, he certainly has been instrumental to their success. And so far, so good for him. Those 4 kills does take him up to second place on the scoreboard of 15 and 11. We'll see Simple at the very top, though, of 18. Getting into that next round. There was a timeout called by Liquid this time. They've gone for the Galil, 3 AK-47s, a single Krieg in the hands of Stewie2K. No sniper is the main note up against a double AWP setup of Navi here.
Well, honestly, it feels like a quad AWP setup considering the Kriegs they've managed to scavenge away as well.
That's
Electronic.
Very good point. 2 Kriegs and an AK.
That's brutal. There's few players that can take that fight. AK versus Krieg. Even Galil versus Krieg. That'll be a tough one for Nitro. Let's see how it transpires. Big round. Pins pulled. Nicely played from Simple to avoid and maintain his hold towards the doors. Short access for the 3 of them, but I'm keeping my eye on Nitro. It does look like this is going to be a bit of a bait and switch.
This is going to be the A execution with smokes, I'd imagine, then falling back to the B split. That with the bomb's position right now, that makes a lot of sense to me. Oh, a sick little boost there for Simple.
Oh my goodness, it might pay off as well. Stewie's going to put his fist into the desk if he gets caught by this one. Nice smoke. Does force them to relocate, and now the bomb is starting to move as our team Liquid. Keep your eyes on the components of the defense. It's Perfecto and Flamey to hold. Same position as before. Will they fall for the same trick? Flamey, is he going aggressive ahead of the smoke perhaps? No, doesn't have a gap to exploit.
So they're going for the B execution again. They're lining up smokes in the tunnels, and they're going to be making their way through any second now. Flamey and Perfecto have been brilliant on this side of the map, and he knows it's coming. Flamey ready and waiting. Can he nail the first shot? He's completely blind, and down he goes.
Perfect flashbang. He couldn't contest. Perfecto has a chance, though. The bullets aren't quite there enough, and he does. Just one onto Nitro. Naf was brought low as well. Could make the retake a realistic goal. BoomH through T-spawn. Electronic and Simple gathering their resources towards CT, and now it's a decision. 3 kits, there's no issue there, just the single flashbang.
They have the money to justify it. It would be a great round to pick up. It would completely shut down Liquid if they can make this one work. But notoriously, one of the most difficult bomb sites in CSGO to retake. Once the bomb's down, especially in an even situation. They have a single flash to make this work. We're over the halfway mark now. Simple getting ready for the flash. Once it goes in, that's their cue, and I think they're thinking better of it. It wasn't going to work out for them. You'd be throwing away that T weaponry. 2 Kriegs and an AK. Can't buy it on the CT side. You might as well keep it and keep this nice lead you've got already.
Yeah, makes a whole lot of sense when you put it like that, and they'll be saving in the corner. Don't have to exit, fortunately. Otherwise, they'd have been caught by the crossfires set up. BoomH was lingering outside tunnels and already found one with it. Liquid bouncing back after the 3 on a trot from Navi. And it ended on B. I think that's going to be something now that we'll see some mind games starting to show their head here on Dust 2. Will they, won't they? Maybe trying to catch and exploit some CTs pushing for info to solve that mystery earlier than last time.
Well, Liquid know more than anyone that the B bomb site has its vulnerabilities. We'll get into that later. The round's kicking off here. The Scout's connecting. Electronic and Flamey getting absolutely wrecked by the Scout there, but Twist will go down to the Krieg. That's Electronic from the bottom of middle, finding Twist there at the very start of the round. You don't see that too often. BoomH, though, ready and waiting once again to be challenged. Remember, he's got that AK-47, can pump out a lot of damage here. Will they check the same position? Apparently not. Look at it, spray them down. It's the in-game leader of Navi that goes absolutely wild. And that could be enough here. The money was broken after the couple of exit kills they found in the previous round. This will be a clean sweep, and this could be enough to close out the map.
Big from BoomH. Elige thrust into a 1 versus 5 to stave off the 14th for Navi, map 1 of this quarterfinal. He's done some amazing things, but I think this one just impossible. He's going to walk into Simple's. Oh, he misses. And now Elise gets another chance. Another bite of the cherry. This time, Simple connects. And so, Navi closing that gap again. 2 rounds before they can put the first under their belt.
Second stage loss bonus. You're 14-10 down. For those that are not aware, that means you get $1,900 into the next round from 0. Here's the replay of MAhvMh, and it's such an amazing sequence here. They're ready. They're coming in pre-firing him, and he's so cool under pressure there. Brilliant stuff. And surely the tactical timeout's going to be called their third. And this is pick your poison time. You either fully invest now, and you're going to try and bring the game back from the dead, or you allow them to get to 15, which is map point, and then you're going to try and get 5 in a row at that point on the T side. Like we said, it seems to be a T side, a momentum-based map right now. If they can do that, they can start to find some rounds in the following one. There is a world they can find 5. But giving up map point at this stage, it's such a bitter pill to swallow. And I think that's the way they're going. They go from Desert Eagle, no armor, they've got a couple of smokes, like absolutely fine. It's ambitious, but we'll see what they can make of it, Alex.
Oh, okay, so playing for essentially overtime. Of course, going to try and get that bomb down. Of course, trying to win the round, but odds stacked against them. Looks like Simple wants to actually take a bit of an earlier fight this time. He's going to be rivaling them on short and get that first and full back. Spots the shadow and immediately thinks better of it. You can see his reaction. He knows he could get overwhelmed by those sidearms, and so instead, he falls back to a much more beneficial angle. He'll be flashing for Electronic once he has the contact. Flamey has the opportunity to lock them in here on short. So no issues for Navi if the shots connect, and they certainly do for Electronic. They're all doing the flashbang dance, and Simple takes 2 swift headshots. That's mad. That's like he's warming up in aimbots. But this is a quarterfinal. 15-10. 1 round remains in this Navi campaign.
This is the pick of Navi. Guess we should bear that in mind.
Look at those.
Mirage coming up next, but Navi look pretty decent on that map this tournament as well. Looking individually amazing at this stage. Could be the final round of the map. He took the eco to get them to this point. No bomb planted, but enough for 5 rifles, 2 of which are Kriegs. Stewie. Dancing with death there at this point. Hoping to spot any CTs crossing over. Jumps down. Very default setup from the T's. Boosted in lower, looking towards a pusher short. And this boost we've seen time and time again. Made popular back in the day by Norwegians of America. Way back in the day on Dust 2.
Norwegians of America.
Yeah. It was also called a 4 Kings boost for the real old school guys out there.
Yeah, they had some good players on that roster.
They did.
Like Henry G, was it?
That was not the iconic 4 Kings roster, but he wasn't there at one point, yeah.
See what Stewie has up his sleeves. He's going to be presenting, and just easy peasy. Does mean that they know 2 CTs are middle, though. They're going to try and piece this puzzle back together again, or punish them as they retreat, but instead it looks like Liquid are the ones to be punished. 4 versus 5, the advantage for Navi, and already you can see Team Liquid, they have 0 map control. There is no info long. They don't know if there's a CT tucked in, aggressive on that. And with 40 seconds left, I'm getting the sneaking suspicion that this could be the last round of play here on Dust 2. To change my mind is Twists and Naf. They start to move towards long and have managed to at least clear out that close door. 28 though, Henry. There's AWPs in play. What are they going to do?
Double smoke crossover and hope for the best. Bit of pressure from short. It's not ideal. There's no real 6 strategy they can deploy here. They're going to try and show presence from short, make the way towards long, and it's actually working out. They have no idea.
How do they get away with it? 10 seconds. Where is that bomb? It's Twist and it's on the site. They've done it. Team Liquid, it looked...
No one is watching long.
Awkward.
That's just Navi dropping the ball, I'm afraid. They've got a man advantage, and 1 player threw a Molotov from short, and 3 players started watching that position. They just forgot long was even a thing, which is odd, but Liquid will take it all day long, trust me.
It doesn't feel like it should be the analysis, but unfortunately, that is the only explanation. Naf just can tap away at Simple. We were watching it from his POV.
Yeah.
He had no idea.
Yeah, just a lapse of concentration there, I think. Like the communication maybe a bit off. They assumed they had it covered, but everyone was getting ready to celebrate, close the game out. It felt that way. Opening pick. Time was absolutely still. Even after getting those amazing kills in the back, the bomb was on 6 seconds when it was going down. Suggests if they had been looking that the bomb wasn't even possible.
God, no. Gorgeous stage. Wow. First time I've got to see those flames on the screen.
Yeah.
And I love the wedge of VS in the center. You'll see that rise and fall in between the matches. Wow, I'm going to keep that in mind, what we just witnessed. Let's see that again from Nav. You can see nobody looking. Tap, tap, tap. He even catches a glimpse of the shoulder of... No, Electronic still hadn't started firing.
The Molotov makes things more awkward for them, but it doesn't justify why there's zero eyes towards long whatsoever. Right? Anyone from CD Spawn is face checking it. Either way. We'll see the full buy come in on the CT side. AWP back down to Simple and have a chance to close things out, but we said they needed 5 in a row. This is a much stronger buy now. They have the open hands of Stewie or the grenades. Didn't have that before.
That's a very good point. Bolstered by a round stolen from Navi. It's time to see if they can continue the spree. A flash and a Molotov invested to gain control of short. It's theirs. Nav trying to deal with BoomhMh, and Simple has connected onto Stewie. I'm not sure if that was the boost we saw earlier, but it did look like there was 2 players invested to take that fight.
Well, it's worked out for the initial kill, removing the sniper potential of Team Liquid. Elige, he edges out towards middle, watching towards the window right now, waiting for any mistakes to be made. He could just hold this van position now. It's a very powerful one, but the flashbang gets him, but he handles it well. Doesn't make any sound cues here, and Simple on the other side of the smoke. They're going to try and split towards B.
One shot connecting. No! You can't do that! Ridiculous! He's showboating. 2 versus 3. Bake it 3 now. Elige securing it, and he's going to have to do it all, though. 19 seconds. Simple could very well have just done it and won the round. BoomhMh is holding the cross, and he secures it. 16-11 will be the Dust2 scoreline. Navi take their map pick.
Well, 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 Simple has turned up the play on the big stage. Some absolutely ridiculous, earth-shattering moments there from one of the world's